Sustainable development is the pathway to future we want for all. It offers a framework to generate economic growth, achieve social justice, exercise environmental stewardship, and strengthen governance. Good afternoon, one and all present here. Respected dignitaries, guests, our revered participants, faculty members, and my dear fellow mates. I, Ishana Singh.
And I, Harshita Agarwal, the student conveners, warmly welcome you all to the valedictory ceremony of the 5th edition of Transdisciplinary International Conference on the theme, The Coherence of Global Sustainability, A Way Forward.
The edition of Transdisciplinary International Conference has proved to be successful congregation of research scholars, students, professionals, and intellectuals who had the opportunity to share their opinions and outlook on global sustainability in congruence to Sustainable Development Goals.
This conference gave an opportunity to the participants, attendees, and the technical chairs to reflect and ponder upon the significance of one of the most important nuances called sustainable development in the current global dynamic in this rapid changing world scenario. Transdisciplinary research is premised as a research effort conducted by scholars from different disciplines of academia working jointly to create new conceptual, theoretical, methodological, and translational innovations that integrate and move beyond discipline-specific approach.
The theme of this transdisciplinary conference is vividly based on the interplay of disciplinary conduct, acting in harmony to maximize the preservation of resources and ensuring sustainability in various facets of humanity. Given the current relevance of sustainability, almost all spheres of human existence, it becomes pertinent for academia too, to rethink and assess our present situation for the plan and for the future.
It is with this effort in mind that it is a privilege to welcome our distinguished guests and honorable dignitaries on the dais who have honored us with their presence today. We have with us Dr. Pradeep Kumar, President, IEEF Warsaw, Poland, also Faculty of University of Applied Sciences, Poland. We have Mr. Prashant Shekhar Yadav, former United Nations advisor and diplomat, SDGs campaigner and researcher. Next, we have Srimati Hani Sinha, State Director, Jharkhand, Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan, Government of India. We have Professor Dr. Vijay Kumar S. Chaube, Pro Vice Chancellor, Sant Gaj Baba Amrita, Amravati University, Amravati. And last, we have Professor Dr. S.P. Jaswal, Vice Chancellor, SRM University, Haryana. We are blessed to have support, guidance, and motivation of Honorable Founder President of Ritnan Baldev Education Foundation, the foundation of MIT institutions and sponsoring body of MIT University, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan sir, and Honorable Chancellor of MIT University, Dr. Atul Chauhan sir, President Ritnan Baldev Education Foundation, CEO, AKC Group of Companies.
We are also privileged and delighted to have the presence of Honorable Vice Chancellor of Amity University, Professor Dr. Balvinder Shukla ma'am, Honorable Chairman of Amity Law Schools and Chief Advisor at Founders President's Office, Professor Dr. D.K. Bandyopadhyay sir, our Joint Head of Institutions and Additional Directors, Professor Dr. Shefali Raizada ma'am, Professor Dr. Aditya Tomar sir, and Professor Dr. Arvind P. Bhanu sir. As it goes with the tradition of Amity University, we start and conclude every event with the blessings of the Almighty. Light is a symbol of brightness and prosperity. And to make this evening a blessed one, we invoke the blessings of the Almighty by kindling of the lamp of knowledge, and together we seek blessings of the Almighty on this virtual forum today.
आजा बेटा तेरे को फॉर्मल का
Now, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Shefali Raizada Ma'am, HUI and Additional Director of MIT Law School, Noida, to welcome our guest and address the gathering. Ma'am is a true
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Harshita. I think today some technical glitch, and that is what I don't know whether I am properly audible or not. Please confirm.
Ma'am,
Yes,
you're
yes,
audible.
yes, you are audible.
Ma'am.
Okay. So very good afternoon to all the distinguished guests for the day on this valedictory ceremony. With all blessings of our founder president, sir, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, with all good wishes of our respected chancellor, sir, Dr. Atul Chauhan, sir, and all motivation support of our honorable vice chancellor, ma'am, Professor Dr. Balvinder Shukla, ma'am, and with all guidance and directions of our chairman, sir, Professor Dr. T.K. Bandyopadhyay, sir. We are at the closing of our two-day conference, which is of the transdisciplinary nature. We are here at this platform. Technological advancement and developments, as we all know, have always aided human beings in achieving great heights of success. There's no doubt that without the presence of technology and synthetic developments at the hands of the human, the world wouldn't have been transformed into a better place as it is in the present. It is often seen that present developments comes at the cost of the exploitation, sometimes and mostly overexploitation of the resources, be it natural or social resources which are available. The present situation is no less than the situation above, and this is a cause of concern of the day. The mankind must understand the resources are not abundant to suffice the ever-increasing needs of the human beings and the coming generations and population. Major breakthrough of this problem is rightly in the concept of the sustainable development, a concept which needs to be brought into reality. Not just regulations, policies, and laws are sufficient, but it needs a viable policies to be revisited and to be adopted and enforced for the preservation and conservation of the resources of the day. As we have to convey to our generation or the upcoming generation and to hand over to the youth about the problem and how to sustain and how to retain and to how to preserve these resources. So with all these perspectives, Amity Law School, Noida, Amity University has organized this two-day international conference of a transdisciplinary nature, the coherence of the global sustainability of way forward. On this occasion of the valedictory ceremony, I welcome all the distinguished guests present over here and all the faculty colleagues, students, and participants. First of all, I convey my highly gratitudes to our guest of honor, Srimati Hani Sinha, State Director, Jharkhand Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan. Ma'am, we are really thankful to have you here on this platform. We are obliged for your presence today. Further, I convey my gratitudes and warm welcome to Professor Dr. P.S. Jaswal, sir, Vice Chancellor, SRM, University, Haryana. He would be joining short while, but I acknowledge his presence and his acceptance of the invitation for this ceremony. Thank you so much, sir. Again, I convey and extend very warm welcome to Dr. Pradeep Kumar, President, IEAF, Warsaw, Poland, Faculty, University of Applied Sciences in Nyasa, Poland. So thank you so very much being with us, and certainly your inputs would enlighten and to take this conference to the new dimension and new directions. So thank you so very much for being with us and accepting our invitation. I welcome with the warm welcome and with all gratitudes, Mr. Prashant Shekhar Yadav, former United Nations advisor and diplomat, SDG campaigner and researcher. Sir, I think you are the right person to have enlighten us and to have and give your inputs for this particular title, because our theme of the international conference is very, very much covering this area of the sustainable development and the growth of all the resources. And this is the need of the hour also to think and revisit the issue. So thank you so very much for coming and accepting our invitation. I also welcome our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Vijay Kumar S. Chaube, Pro Vice Chancellor, Amravati University, Amravati. So thank you so very much for being with us and accepting our invitation out of your busy schedule. All of you have joined, and it's a really honor for Amity Law School, Amity University, to add this platform. So much of the dignitaries and luminaries of the different fraternity, they are here and for enlightening us. So thank you so very much. I welcome all the participants once again on this valedictory and all the faculty colleagues on this occasion. So thank you so very much, and once again, welcome.
Ma'am,
Over to Harshita.
Ma'am has joined us.
Okay. But in advance, I welcome all the distinguished guests. It's a really privilege for Amity Law School. We are welcoming all of you. It's a really great honor for all of us. Thank you so very much. Over to Harshita, please. Ashana, please continue.
Are we audible now? No, thank you. Now, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Arvind P. Bhanu, sir, Additional Director and Joint Head, Amity Law School, Noida. Sir has been working in the field of law for more than 2 decades and has served various institutes in different capacities. He specializes in constitutional law and has his doctoral dissertation degree in that area. He has authored numerous papers which have been published in various national and international journals. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you so much. I thank to all dignitaries sitting on the dais or off the dais, and participants who have participated and presented their paper under this. It's a 5th edition of Transdisciplinary International Conference on Global Sustainability, a Way Forward. A very, very interesting and very, very the sustainable issues there. I thank to all the participants who have come to participate and shown their own views today. I think, and I always think that, okay, India is not alone. India is a part of the global. India is an indispensable part of the global. So what is being happen in other country, it is reflecting upon the India also. So under this context, if I say that this conference is very much relevant, I can remember very recent example from American Supreme Court, where Roe versus Wade. The Supreme Court has turned its own judgment, which was given by itself in American system in 1973. 1973, a judgment was given by the same court and it was turned now by the existing Supreme Court in America. It means there is, the change. And it's the change which is being taken place in America. Certainly, it is giving some impacts on the Indian constitutional system too. You can also understand that this case was related to the abortion law in American system. And after that, the Supreme Court of India has also given its own verdict in relation to the reproductive rights of the women. So my submission on this very point is that what is being happened in a global, the globalized space. You cannot say that we will not study those aspects of the law. And we have our own law. We are not impacted. We are not influenced. We can't say, because we are not living in a single system and the sole system. I can recall one thing. I remember that our constitution came in 1950. I'm just speaking upon this, the interdisciplinary studies. And we always study all the jurisdiction so that we can just remove the defects which are arising in our system. This is our intent to study in the comparative law system. I can recall in 1950 when our constitution came in, one A.K. Gopalan case came before the Supreme Court of India. Supreme Court of India, where his preventive detention was challenged on the ground of the violation of what is called the liberty right given under Article 21. Given under Article 21. And it was said that if a person is deprived from his own liberty, it means there must be a procedure, and procedure must be fair, must be reasonable, must be just. And it must qualify the test provided under Article 14, 19, and 21. Because under Article 21, liberty can be taken away by the state, but subject to the procedure established by law. The Supreme Court at that time, I can recall the fact. That Supreme Court said that it is the parliamentarians or representative of the people who are sitting in the parliament know better how much liberty should be granted. On the other point, which was argued before the court of law, that procedure established by law must be equated with the due process of law in American system. The Supreme Court clearly said that, okay, our framer of the Constitution were well known. While incorporating these two doctrines, they prefer the doctrines from UK, not from US. Not from US. So we do not have the space for due process of law, but we have procedure established by law. In any A.K. Gopalan case, it was said by the Supreme Court that, you know, there must be a presence of the procedure. It's not necessary. It's not necessary that the procedure be fair, be just, and reasonable. But you can see the 1952 Maneka Gandhi's case journey, this jurisprudence of the Constitution could take a great turn. Why it could take a great turn? Because of the other systems in the world which were you know, the conforming the doctrine of fairness, doctrine of reasonableness, and doctrine of justness. So my submission in the context is that what is being happened and the what is being held and judgments are given and how the rights are being emerged in the world, we cannot say we will not study them. In Maneka Gandhi, you all know that the Supreme Court, though expressly not in a the express word, accepted the due process of law, but the Supreme Court did not deny that. And in Maneka Gandhi, though there is a procedure established by law expression in Article 21, but due process of law could get a place in our constitutional system. So the transdisciplinary, the comparative study of law is very much necessary to remove the defects in the existing system of our domestic rule system. Therefore, the conference which has been organized by ALS and those who have involved and organized this, specifically the organizing team of this conference, I congratulate them, and I also congratulate to ALS to continue to conduct such a very great conference. So thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your support at each and every step. Now, I would like to invite Professor Dr. D.K. Bandyopadhyay, sir, the chairman of MIT Law School, Sir is a multifaceted scholar, academician, administrator, and a visionary leader in India's community in modern times. A gold medalist in his master's degree, a PhD in computer communication, a fellow from another school, Paris, and an inspiring professional. Dr. Bandyopadhyay sir has spent 40 years of his career. Sir has over 70 research contributions and published many papers in reputed national and international journals and won many awards for those. He has addressed various Indian and global management students in various countries, notably Canada, France, Germany, UK, Sweden, and Thailand. We welcome you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Archita. Thank you very much. And now, there's a proverb. The proverb says, all good that ends good. Now, we began yesterday. So there I mentioned that well begun is half done. Now today I'm telling that, you know, anything ends good, it's good. So how can be possible that the, you know, making such a beautiful ending with, unless and until our distinguished guests, Srimati Hani Sinha ji, Professor Dr. Jaswal ji, Mr. Prashant Shekhar Jadhav ji, Professor Dr. Vijay Kumar S. Chube ji, Dr. Pradeep Kumar ji, if they would not have been present, then all ends that ends well, that proverb possibly would not have been possible. We are really thankful to you. I, on behalf of our entire Amity universe, welcome you to this virtual platform. Of course, there are some physical, students are also sitting over there, those who attended physically, they are also listening to our deliberations. Now, on behalf of the entire Amity universe, on behalf of our Honorable Founder President, on behalf of our Honorable Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, and the entire ALS Noida fraternity, entire Amity University fraternity, we welcome you once again. And now I like to highlight few points about this conference. The conference theme, conference approach, conference papers, the deliberations has its own uniqueness. Why this uniqueness? Because we have been taught by our Honorable Founder President, none other than Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan. He says that dare to think. If you do not dare to think, then you cannot be a leader. You can only be a follower. So dare to think which others are not thinking, and you think. So this, multidisciplinarity research, people started talking about from 1920-21, but this, we already started this multidisciplinary research, combining these different disciplines together, bringing out a journal, started from 2016 itself. And that is the greatest contribution our Honorable Chancellor gave that point of time. So we dare to think that this is going to be the reality. And now reality, we can see that it is now grounded, and we can see that NEP 2020 is also talking about every program, everything what we do has to be in the multidisciplinary in nature. So it is the greatest contribution, I must say, that Amity Law School, Noida, under the able guidance and leadership of Dr. Shefali Raizada, that has made to happen to have such type of conferences. And so number of papers, 60 papers were presented, deliberated, and was narrated. And a theme this year we took that coherence, in terms of coherence with sustainability. The most important thing is that coherence of global sustainability, a way forward. We are not talking about Indian sustainability, we're talking about global. Of course, sustainability is for globe, because nowadays everything cut across the boundary. What happens in America, just now Dr. Bhan was mentioning about that, it gets influenced in Indian context. what happens in India, it also gets, gets, reflected in other parts of the world. So the theme was there, the coherence of global sustainability. Now, everybody knows that, there are 17 goals about sustainability, and everybody is trying to do the research, how to achieve those goals. Some has got people dimension, some has got profit, business dimension, some has got that, planet dimensions. Those three dimensions, if you just look at it, in an education institution, it encompasses all area of our study, whether it is psychology, whether it is environment science, whether it is social science, whether it is law, whether it is engineering, whether it is biotechnology. They have to come together and see that what is the type of thing that new goods and services they can produce, and having produced those new goods and services, what are going to be the social implications. And those social implications comes from there to the law graduates, to the law researcher, to the law teachers, that if those issues are coming up from their researchers in a multidisciplinary form, what is going to be our roles and responsibility in addressing those issues. And this is whole purpose of these conferences. Now, Bhanu has mentioned about the Gopalan case, about the Maneka Gandhi case. If we just look at it, the way the situation changed, how it changed, because society changed. Society started demanding a different form. Who gave this an idea? The sociologist, the historian, the political scientist, the general scientists, physicists. They came forward, they gave this type of idea that there is a need for the change. Now, when there is a change all around, simply because there is a technological, disruptions across every field. Now we are talking about third generation, fourth generation. Now we are talking fifth generation of technological disruptions. So this is going to disrupt the society in many ways. So we have no other way but to look at the multidisciplinarity of every research. If we address only one, only legal dimension, then possibly we shall be doing in silos, and that will not be really beneficial to the society. Now, it is the dream of our honorable founder president that, come out of the silo, look at the way, what best we can give to the society, how best we can serve the society, how best, we can make India as a superpower by through our contribution. Let the world people just, recognizes us that yes, we are the pioneer in some areas in addressing the goals, 17 goals, sustainable goals, so that we are keeping something for our future generation through our research, which could be in the lab-based research, the research could be field-based research, the research could be society-based research, and then certainly the law comes when their implications are going to be seen for governance purposes, policy-making purposes. And this conference to me was towards those directions. We dared to think in 2016, we can see that 5th edition. Thank you, Dr. Raijada. And I like to announce it through this platform that today is a very, very happy day because it is the birthday of Dr. Shefali Raijada. So on the birthday, what a great contribution that you gave in 2016 to bring this concept, which everybody is now talking about. And we started our journal, first journal on multidisciplinarity, and it was all foresightness of our founder president and honorable chancellor. The honorable chancellor encouraged us that yes, you do it in this way. And now we have to now go forward. We have to look forward. We have to make our journals, our research, things are much in an effective way, much better way to serve the society. Now we all exist because we want to serve the society, and that is the role of to be for any academician. Society services could be through the creation of the future generation. Society service could be solving the problem of the society, and it should be the problem of solving the problem of globe. And that is the way how things are. And as an academic institution, people from all across the discipline come forward, exchange the ideas, share their ideas, then create a new ideas. And that is the purpose of this conference. I think we are able to achieve to that. Now, maybe at the end of the conference, I'll request the organizer, Shati Kaushal, and Rekha, to just compile what is the contribution that has been given by this conference, what are the take homes, and then I think at the end some briefing will be there, but it is much more than that. I look forward for a outcome. What is that outcome over there, so that we can relook at it for the next round of our 6th edition of our conference. So that means it is going to be way forward for our 6th edition. So this would be the input from that way forward to the 6th edition. So with these few words, I like to once again, thanks to all our honorable guests sitting on the dais, all the participants, those who participated over here, those organizers and student volunteers. I must congratulate students volunteers. I will congratulate the faculty members like Ekta Gupta and others, those who actually wholeheartedly they just contributed for making it a success. So all my congratulations goes to them, and I look forward for such type of events to take place for the benefit of the students, for the benefit of the society, for the benefit of everybody. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us with your insightful address. We are delighted today to have amongst us Dr. Pradeep Kumar, President IEF, Warsaw, Poland, Faculty, University of Applied Sciences, Nysa, Poland, as our guest of honor. Dr. Pradeep Kumar is a keen researcher and academician in the area of international business with practices of international economics, FDI, and higher education. His courses, programs, and lectures are top ranked in Poland, India, Ukraine, Germany, and many other European, non-European countries. With 14 plus years of international experience in teaching, training, consulting, and research, his knowledge and experience are acknowledged globally. Recently, he has coordinated a project for Warsaw Stock Exchange dedicated to GPW Growth Project as a consultant in 2019 and helped many public and private universities in Poland for their survival and enhancement of quality education. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much for such an introduction, and I feel really privileged to be the part of your conference. I also extend thanks to Professor Ekta, who has sent us invitation and let us to be the part of this conference. So we are thanking you. Certainly, these things could not be happen without the imagination and dare to think, which has been taught by the chairman, Mr. Ashok Chauhanji.
Yes.
Ashok K. Chauhanji. A big university is a thought process to create a good society by lightning lamp of the knowledge. So what I believe, first of all the dignitaries, participants, and organizers of this conference, you are the person who is providing a platform to the world community to share their thoughts and express the way how world's supposed to go in such critical situation when I'm just sitting a few hundreds kilometers to my neighbor where war is going on. So coherence of the global sustainability could not be discussed without discussing today's the role of Poland, the role of European Union, the role of India and the US. So this is a fantastic platform, what I believe that I supposed to share my thoughts. Before starting, I extend all the participants, Professor Dr. Sefali Raizada, Professor Dr. Arvind P. Bhanu, Professor D.K. Bandyopadhyay, distinguished we have many honorable vice chancellors, so like Professor Dr. Balvinder Sukla, Dr. Atul Chauhanji. Then we have also Professor Dr. Vijay Kumar S. Chaubezi, Mr. Prashant Sekhar Yadav, Then we have here P.S. Jaiswalji and Honorable Hani Sinha, sorry, Srimati Hani Sinhaji, and Gitika Gupta, Swati Kaushal, and all the students who is listening me today here. Before starting, going further, very well quoted, there was something what I have heard from the additional director and the chairman. Two things, what I just noted before starting my thoughts, I'd like to quote on that. Over exploitation of the resources. And the other point was sustainable development. And then I will join to the economics and the law. So I'm very sure within 2 days of this conference, we had different discussion on the different point of views by covering many areas. In the first class or first meeting, when I go to any classrooms, I ask my students, are you an economist? Do you think that you are an economist? And they are just shocked because, they're just learners. So if you are entering in the classroom for a bachelor class, they're just coming out of school and they're just watching here and there and looking one another. How I can be an economist? And then I ask them that economist is not something that you are going to read the theory and the practice, but the economist is how you know to utilize your resources. For example, someone who is coming to a study at the university on the basis of their scholarships, and you know how to expend that money for your own utilization in a best way, you are an economist. So in general, economy, it can be defined as a science or a subject which is teaching us, or which is letting us to understand how to fulfill your unlimited desires with limited resources. And if we know how to fulfill our unlimited desires with limited resources, we are the best economist. So all of us, somehow in our daily life, we are utilizing our resources in a best manner we can. And that's the way we are creating our economist. The second point was sustainability. World is changing every day on the basis of hours, minutes, and seconds. That we are experiencing in Ukraine today, that we are experiencing in Poland today, that we are experiencing around the globe today, apart from Europe and America. We are the common law legal system in India, US, or all Commonwealth countries, because we follow the British law. But apart from that, when the civil laws has been practiced, it is totally different, the expectations and the follow-ups, which is going to be analyzed and understood. So when I have seen the Dare to Think, we thought about, Poland used to be understood as a very rigid country to be not open for the migration, but we dare to think about to open the border for the people who are needing in Ukraine. And we received in 2 months' time, 5 million people. We dare to think about, started to give a process for the people who understand the economy, ecology, and the sustainability. And here, now we are. When I understand this kind of platform to share, I thought of what to give you actually. And the best thing came to my mind, why not to discuss about a country with 1.39 billion population, and where we, as a scholar, as a scientist, when we analyze, when we interview the society, when we conduct the researches, what we found, and pay a direction, dare to think differently than the normal people, and give ideology what we can do. Let's see, I just share with you a platform here on my screen. If you can, keyboard, no, how to share? Not here. So share a screen. Desktop, open system preferences.
Hello.
Can you see my screen?
Not really.
Yes,
Not
sir.
really.
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir, I can. And I can hear you as well.
No, sir, if you have shared your screen, then it is not visible. You are visible right now.
Can you see my screen now?
No, sir. Right now, we don't share.
Oh. Desktop, and if I'm share, open system preference allows them to share the screen. Yes, open system preference. Now? Not yet?
No, no, sir. So if possible, you can share with us. We can share our screen.
All right, so can I send you here in a message?
Yes, sir.
Give me a second, please. Some message here.
Yes, sir.
And then no, I cannot. Okay, let it to go without, no problem. So I was thinking to just share with you a few points. That is a country with 1.39 billion population living in India. What are the ways we can suggest, we can give to this country when country has been recognized as 5th largest economy in the world? India, as 5th largest country in the world, just recently the data has been changed. Is that the country on the right way, or we can have something to create a direction which can give sustainability? What will be the role of an education and educational institutions to create such kind of sustainable development for this country? And then I'm also going to give a perspective on that cooperation, how to deal with it. But I'm trying to share, but I could not do that. Microsoft, your computer. Let me see once again if I can. Okay, I can. So just check please here if you can save this presentation.
So have you shared in the chat?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Just give me a second, please.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Just a second.
Mhm. If you're not able to open this version, I'm also sending you PDF. So that would be open without any issue.
That would be great.
Okay, so you have here PDF.
Yes, sir, please, sir.
Okay, so are you able to give it on the screen, please?
I haven't got anything yet.
It is on the message box in chat.
Ma'am,
Chat.
sir, just give me a second.
All right, without wasting our time, we're just moving forward. So like, this was the thought, what to do, where to do, how to do. Once a screen is on, you can just play. So let's go. Topic number 1, world's 2nd largest population country, or populated country, what you can say, with one of the youngest population in the world. More than 50% of its own population is below the age of 25. It means more than 600 million people, and more than 65% below the age of 35. Over 26.16% of the 1.39 billion people is in between the age group 0 to 14, over 300 million. Means simply the number of people in India needing primary and secondary education alone exceed the entire population of the US. It means the growth of the population and the market is visible. And this is very important for the world community. Again, comparing with just fifth largest economy with India, or the sixth largest economy with the United Kingdom, we have to understand the growth rate between these two countries, that the Indian GDP, if we just take the GDP, so the Indian GDP reached with $3.53 million, and when UK is up to $3.38 trillion. With the population, India, we have 1.39 billion, but the UK population in 2021, it was 67.3 million. So there was no comparison even between. Indian GDP during 2021 stood $3.18 trillion. When comparing to UK, it was like just $3.19 trillion. Average income, this is very important for the Indian society to understand that the average Indian income was $2.283 US, when average income in US, yeah, go ahead, please.
Yes, sir, just a second.
Next. Next. Yes, so you can see here some kind of data. I just give it to all of our viewers that they can have a look, that the India ranked 145th in the list of 193 countries on the basis of per capita income, when the United Kingdom is 22nd. I'm not just giving the idea that why we are the bigger or smaller, but I'm giving this idea that the point is that the economy productivity of 1.39 billion Indians was almost equal to that of just 67.3 million Britishers. It's a huge gap. And the Indian economy, perhaps now holding the 6th rank, but the income has not grown up. And this is quite important to understand the difference between these two countries. Could you please go next? Next, please. Yes. Now, no, wait. The previous one. Here, the previous one. Yeah, wait here. A country with 1.39 billion population is moving around 3.5 trillion US dollar. This is the total worth of a country, and we are the 6th economy. Imagine just one company named Apple, worth is 2.51 trillion US dollar, 100 trillion less than the entire Indian economy. And hundreds of such companies are belonging to the country you call the United States of America. So comparing economy 6th or 5th, and then you have in front an example of a company, single company with 2.51 trillion. This is comparable. And this is giving us an idea to think beyond, to create the way of the availability and the resources what we have in India. And the resources are human capital, which has been seen in the first part of my talk. Could you please go for the next? Here you can see, now I'm selecting the second point, education, because I cannot see Indian sustainability or growth of Indian economy, sustainable development in India without development of education. And that's why the title I was putting here, that the education is the only way to accelerate the development of Indian economy. And here we have just few examples I have given here, that when we got an independence from the Britishers, we had 12% literacy. And that has been increased up to 74% in 2021, yes, 2011, sorry. And if we focus on the gross enrollment in India, it is still up to 27.1%, probably next slide will be shown. And here you can see the estimated prices are coming to the country that is quite doubled in the digits. What is more important here to show you, the numbers of universities, the colleges, affiliated colleges, institutions has grown. Around 993 universities are available in the country with thousands of colleges. And you can see here in this slide that the growth in numbers of major universities from 2014 to 2019 has grown so rapidly that many countries could not think even that it can happen. So please go next. What more, you can see in this one, this is very important. GER, the gross enrollment ratio, which has been increased from 24.3 from 2014-15 to 27.1. That is quite good improvement, but not the best improvement. Imagine that the government has policy to increase GER until 2030 by 50%, which seems to be unreliable, because watch the last 50 years and then you see the 5 years or 10 years growth. It means simply today, when we are living in 21st century with 1.9 billion people and the most youngest population in the country we have, they are seeking for the higher education, but out of 100, at least 73, they are not able to get higher education. If we want to accommodate this population by 2030, and the ratio will be 50%, it means that another 40 million young youth, though they are now taking higher education in the institutions in India, they will be seeking higher education by next 5 years. It means another 900 universities and colleges supposed to be established in the country. So could you please go down? So this is the biggest challenge, what I can see in India, because if such capable, previous one, yeah, okay. What I can see here, that if you understand, this is the roadmap, what's supposed to be adopted by the government policy makers, and watching these needs in the country, it is the only way to give proper capabilities to think beyond, transform the society, transform the people from the society when they can understand what is good or bad for them, and they can be the part of social development. As a lawyer, as a law student, as an advocate, we understand that we are a social engineer because we are reconstructing the society. And here is the tool, and that tool is education. Most of our developing countries, we understand from our very childhood life that if you like to get better life in the future, you have to get better education. It means the tools to get and achieve your dreams in your life is only one, that is education, to get better education. And that is the part what I focus on here. Please, could you go for the next? It is giving you life, that is increasing human capital, that we have seen in the previous slide, that what is the capital which is in the country and how we can socialize them to be utilized as the sustainable development of this nation. Go next, please. Here are some data that how education can play a role for individual and the community development. And you have also monetary and non-monetary benefits. And there are so many things. Election can be understood. Your good things, bad things could be understood. Your over exploitation of the resources can be controlled. Means you are able to understand your capabilities and you can contribute not only for the individual development, but also community development. Please go ahead. Next, please. You see, here there are a few factors that is influencing in Indian education system, and there are the roadmaps. So India is growing, foreign direct investment is coming to the country. It means economic growth we can see here. So the people, the middle class, their earnings are increasing. It means they are in the capacity to expand their educational needs, their hungerness for the education, their appetite, what they have, they can get it through their expenses. So they're able to expend their educational expenditures. Number two, we have seen the demographic figure, which is one of the youngest population, the largest population in the world we have in India. How to utilize them, it is one of the, again, challenging tasks. If you're not able to associate them in a proper way for the development of the society, it will be very difficult for the country to maintain their sustainable development. And the politics is the third point. If the policymakers, they understand the needs of the society, they understand the tools of the education, this is the way how we can discuss for the transdisciplinary sessions, that it is not only the one thing, but it is all together. As Honorable Chairman mentioned earlier, that we cannot discuss just about law or economics or sociology or psychology or history, but it's a combination of all, because we are leading our life, living our life per day. And by living your life every day, you are facing each and every part of the life, which is from the social point of view, economical point of view, legal point of view. Law has not been created by just to force it to the society, but law is for the betterment of the society. Man has not been created for the law, but law has been created by the for the men, for the society. So we should understand, combine this all together and move further. Please go next. These are the data which is showing you the economic factor which is increasing in India. Next, please. Market supply, market demand. Now, this is the question here, that once we have so many institutions, universities, faculties, then what about the need of the society, the education? Are we able to provide this education for all those that in need? Answer is no, because we have not enough institutions. So there is a market demand, but there is no market supply. And that is the gap which is supposed to be taken care by the institutions, by the lawmakers and the policymakers in India, by understanding the interdisciplinary methods and giving this platform. Please, next. Now, by understanding these things, we have created a platform called Indo-European Education Foundation 10 years ago. It was 2013 when we started, 2012 actually, but the 2013 it was executed in the country, Poland. And this is one of the largest research center in the Central Eastern Europe, located in Warsaw. By understanding this needs, market demand and market supply, which is lacking behind. And can you imagine, in a country like Poland, 2014, we had total Indian students studying in the country. It was like 207 in 2014. We came with our ideology. We understand, we thought beyond the process. And by giving a platform, we have increased the number of students. Can you imagine in last 5 years? How many? We have supported Indian society. We have supported middle class, and many scholarships we have provided with the European Union. And by 2019, we had 9,000 plus students from India itself to the Polish universities. And that was the success again. We have shown that needs can be fulfilled by providing the platform if you have good appetite. And we started constructing society by providing a platform by Indo-European Education Foundation. What more, we have many branches. We believe that students can be transformed even though they are not up to that level with the merits, because until they have not access the resources what they could. So if you provide them some resources, they can be the best educationalist, they can be best student, they can be best socialist, they can be best engineers to reform your society. That we believe in. Can you please go ahead? Next. We were also working with Ukraine. Go ahead, please. Yeah, we were working with Ukraine and many other countries. Now I just put you here a few things that probably Amity University could think about to be the part of some projects with European Union. Recently, we have launched a program called BEEP. It's a blended intensive program. You might be knowing, because if you are the part of European Union projects, you should have this kind of accessibility under Erasmus Plus. If not, you have still opportunities to join this project. And we are very much open to support you or to go ahead with it. It's a kind of program with 3 universities or 4 universities that your students can join universities in Europe. By coming here, we are expanding their expenses by the European Union. And then the second year, our students are visiting to you. Third year, both students from you, from me, is going to the 3rd university at the European Union countries. So this is one of the best programs which has been launched recently this year. I'm also the project leader for this program with the University of Applied Sciences in Germany, Mittweida, and we are working from my university as well. What is more important for you to understand, again, the next project is about here, QuipCoil. This is one of the Horizon 2022 from the European Union project. And probably you know, one of the private university from India is called Parul University. And they have recently joined us under this program, which is €4 million project, which has been just funded now. In the month of March, we have received confirmation, and we are working with 9 universities around the world, from Colombia, from US, from Europe, from India is only one, Parul University now this year. And we are working for next 3 years, this program. So such things are coming up. It is under KA2 project. If someone is known from the Amity University, you can have this kind of details. What more? We have also Academia Industry Experience in Poland or EU. This is fantastic program for the students from all the faculties, law, management, finance, and any beyond the limitation. If you are a law student, we have conducted your trip to Hague, to the Peace Palace, to understand the litigation process, how it's working with the civil and the common law legal system. If you are management student or law students, you can visit the law firms or the companies, how they are working in Europe, in Poland, and that can be organized by both ways, funded by the European Union or self-funded mode. And you can come here for 10 days, for 2 weeks max. You can explore the city, you can explore the countries and get back. Imagine, once you are coming here as a researcher, as a scholar, as a student, and you are working with a company from Poland, from Germany, though they're working in India, you practice with them, you gain knowledge with them, and then you are coming back to your country. And once you finish your degree, your program, and you're asking them, sir, I have been to you actually, and is it possible to join your program or your company as an employee? They will be the first hiring you, because they will be very happy that you are the person who is more familiar with them, understanding them, their practice and their cultural point of views. So this is the best example of Academia Industry Experiences program, which has been launched. And now the last one, we have a platform is called BRC-DZB, that is Business Risk in Changing Dynamics of Global Village. And that was the program which has been launched in 2017 with Pune University from India, Romania, Galati University from Spain, Salamanca, and many of them, they were together. And we launched international platform is called Business Risk in Changing Dynamics of Global Village. Last year we had in Poland, then Ukraine, then India, and now we are going to organize in Germany. So we invite you, being as a part of this interdisciplinary partners. So we'll be very happy to host you, your faculty members, Amity University, and the students to join any part of that. And the last, I give you the quotation which has been given in the 7th century, Conchung. It is very well known, and we know perhaps the same thing, and we thought about same thing. So if someone is missing and leaving behind, please go ahead. If your plan is for 1 year, plant rice. But if your plan is for 10 years, plant trees. But if your plan is for 100 years, educate your kids, give a better education, and that leads us towards the prosperity. So thank you so much once again for the chairman, the committee, and all on the dais, of the dais. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pradeep. Really, you have invited for the project. Certainly, the Amity is first one to come and contact you for.
Please come, please. We'll be
Really
very
great,
happy
great,
and we'll be working
an honor
together.
for us. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. That was immensely insightful. Now, it gives me immense pleasure to have amongst us Mr. Prashant Shekhar Yadav, former United Nations advisor and diplomat, SDGs campaigner, and researcher as a guest of honor. He has worked as a Sustainable Development Goals advisor to the Ambassador of Republic of Palau. He worked in coordinating and building partnerships for business operations of COP stage in India and previously assisted in organizing committee for ESG World Summit and GRIT Awards 2022 Singapore. In global event for advancing ESG values and UN Sustainable Development Goals, curated by COP State Singapore, permanent representative at the Permanent Mission for Republic of Palau to the United Nations headquarters, New York. We are immensely happy to have you here amongst us today, and we welcome you.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, thank you very much, Honorable Chancellor, Mr. Chauhan, sir, and the faculty members of Amity Law School and the organizers as well for inviting me as the guest of honor to this transdisciplinary conference on sustainability. And before sharing my thoughts with you, I would like to say that it's a privilege for me to interact with you at this valedictory ceremony. And I'd like to share a couple of messages from my experience as the former United Nations advisor on the Sustainable Development Goals. But before that, I wish to congratulate all the participants who have successfully presented their work at this conference. And I'm also very pleased that the Amity University has chosen the theme on sustainability, which is very relevant. And I agree with Professor Raizada when she said that sustainability is the need of the hour. Because if you read the headlines in the newspapers, you will know that, I think you already know that our world is currently facing so many adverse challenges. For example, the ongoing Ukraine-Russia war and climate change, food crisis, and so on. I'm sure this conference has covered these issues in depth already. So I'll be very brief, given the time limit. As a former SDG advisor at the UN, I would say that the Agenda 2030, the outcome document, which was adopted in New York in 2015, which contains the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, is a blueprint, and it provides us with a ray of hope about how to tackle these adverse challenges, which I said before. And it also provides us a possibility to transcend together by resolving those issues to a better and sustainable future. And therefore, as I said before, the theme and the topic or the theme chosen on sustainability is very apt, because if we don't think about sustainability now, then our future is really uncertain. And that's why I like to add that along with economic factors, we have to think about social, environmental, and governance factors as well, while making decisions or while just living our lifestyles. Therefore, I believe that the conference is very timely. And then I would also like to share with you my another experience as the United Nations advisor. I got the opportunity to cover many meetings on SDGs when I was working at the United Nations for from 2015 until 2021. And I also covered the negotiations of the outcome document, Agenda 2030. I just wanted to share with you what I believe, because this negotiations of adopting the Sustainable Development Goals was very, actually was a very intense process. And there were like, along with 193 countries, there were many stakeholders, for example, civil society and others. Therefore, this agenda is very broad, and if you ever need any instructions or guidance about how to live a sustainable lifestyle or how to raise awareness about SDGs, please refer to this Agenda 2030, because I believe this is the guiding tool for all of us. And especially now I would like to address the students of MIT Law School, because since you are the younger generation, I believe you are the change makers as well, because you are the future for all of us. And I want to focus on one point here, which is collaboration and partnership. Because without your collaboration and partnership, we cannot achieve the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And also, now I would like everyone to make a commitment that they will keep up the good work as you have already done by participating at this conference on sustainability. So please keep raising more and more awareness about the Sustainable Development Goals and sustainability in your family, societies, communities, schools, colleges and university, or even the workplace. And please act for the SDGs, because the time is now. If we delay them, I'm sure you already know our future will be in the dark. Therefore, now I would like to conclude my message with wishing good luck to all the students and participants, and I wish good wishes also for your future endeavors. And once again, congratulations for organizing this conference on sustainability, and also participating and sharing your work, like presentations or other poster presentations or other speeches. And I'm very happy that the fourth edition of this conference, if I'm not mistaken, is on the sustainability. And once again, thank you very much, the faculty members, Dr. Raizada, and other distinguished faculty members, and the student organizers as well. And I wish to now conclude my message. So thank you very much for inviting me again.
Thank you so much, sir. We shall definitely abide by your immaculate takeaways. And I would like to hand it over to Harshita.
Thank you, sir. Next to grace the event, we have amongst us Srimati Sani Sinha. Ma'am is the State Director, Jharkhand Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan. She has worked diligently in the field of upliftment of rural youth through the means of JNYKS. Youth Clubs is to render community support.
Hello, I am
Ma'am has
audible.
worked diligently in the field. Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Namaskar. And first of all, my good wishes and happy birthday to Professor Dr. Shefali Raizada. A very happy birthday to you. To all my dignified colleagues and distinguished participants, first and foremost, I would like to express a profound thank you for providing me this prestigious opportunity to address everyone on this day. I would like to thank Founder Sir Mr. Ashok Chauhan, Chancellor Sir Mr. Atul Chauhan, VC Ma'am Professor Dr. Balvinder Shukla, Chairman Sir Professor D.K. Bandyopadhyay Sir, Professor Dr. Shefali Raizada, Professor Dr. Aditya Tomar, Professor Dr. Arvind P. Bhanu, Miss Ekta, Miss Swati Kaushal, worthy teachers, my dear friends, and everyone gathered here. It is my privilege to acknowledge the contribution of those who worked really hard to make this event happen. I feel glad to see the relevance theme of this edition of Transdisciplinary International Conference, that is the coherence of global sustainability, a way forward. Nowadays, transdisciplinary concepts have become necessary because of the differentiation and specialization of knowledge in discrete categories have become a law of being in the 21st century. It is high time when we should expand our horizon beyond deductive views of the law and identify and resonate its significance in other disciplines. As we all know, the concept of sustainable development is not something new to us, is not something new to us. It has been one of the major concerns of all the nations around the world from 1987. The hard times that the mankind has experienced recently owing to the global pandemic undoubtedly calls for immediate action plan for the global sustainability. This will not be out of place to mention that this conference could very successfully be aligned to the 2030 agenda for sustainable development adopted by United Nations member states in the year 2015. While going through the various themes of the conference, I am assured that this international conference will work in tandem to I am assured that the international conference will work in tandem to take the steps ahead in towards the attainment of goals through global partnership. We live in a world where people follow diverse culture and traditions, and hence the synchronization of a cultured society is a difficult task to achieve. It can only be achieved through legal reality with politically awakened legislatures. The theme of the conference is very opposite: panel discussions followed by paper presentations by eminent scholars, academicians, sociologists, lawyers, administrators, and other stakeholders from various disciplines has addressed and provided various solutions to improve health and education, reduce inequality, tackle climate change, and spur the economic growth together. At last, I would also like to congratulate all the organizers for the success of this conference and deliberation of a brilliant idea, which I think will surely make an everlasting impact on the minds of many. I would also like to thank the torch bearers and the brilliant minds, the student volunteers who worked day and night behind the scene to make this conference prosperous. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your address. There's some technical glitch. Really sorry for the inconvenience. Just get back in a minute.
Thank you, Hani Sinha ma'am. Thank you so very much. Your presence is very, very important for our students as you are handling the youth area. So thank you so very much for accepting an invitation. So we are really honored for the day.
Thank you very much.
I think Aishana, please move forward, please.
Thank you so much, sir. Our another guest is yet to join us. That is Professor Dr. Vijay Kumar S. Chaubey, sir. Till then, now I would like to take the opportunity to and it is indeed a matter of immense pride to announce the release of our souvenir of the conference. I would request Ishika to kindly take over and release the souvenir for the same.
Professor P.S. Jaswal sir couldn't join.
No, ma'am.
And he's in a meeting with the governor.
Is the souvenir visible? Is it visible? Yes, Ishika, it is.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, thank you.
Keep it little small font.
Is it okay now?
Yes, yes. Please start.
Okay. Now we would like to express our gratitude towards Transdisciplinary International Conference that has been successfully organized for the past 4 editions by presenting a souvenir. The theme of our 5th Transdisciplinary International Conference was the Coherence of Global Sustainability, a Way Forward. We are blessed to have the words of wisdom of Dr. Ashok Chauhan sir, founder of MIT University. We have the best wishes from our Chancellor, Dr. Atul Chauhan sir, for this conference. This is the message from our Honorable Vice Chancellor, ma'am, Professor Dr. Balwinder Shukla. Also, we are blessed to have some knowledgeable insights from Professor Dr. D.K. Bandyopadhyay sir. Also, with the esteemed guidance of our Professor Dr. Shefali Raizada ma'am, Additional Joint Director of our MIT School. This is the message from our Additional Director, Professor Dr. Aditya Tomar. This is the message from our Additional Director, Joint Head, Professor Dr. Arvind P. Bhanu, sir. And with the guidance and support of our faculty convener, Swati Kaushal ma'am, the 5th edition of our Trans Interdisciplinary Conference was organized successfully. This is the message from our faculty co-convener, Dr. Gitika Gupta ma'am, Assistant Professor of MIT University, Noida. These are the dignitaries of our organizing committee. These are the members of our student committee and our organizing team. Now we'll show you the glimpses of our previous year conferences. The theme of our 2017 conference was Post-Colonialism, Indian Response and Transformation. The theme of our 2018 conference was Emerging Trends and Transformation in Contemporary Society, a Global Futuristic Perspective. The theme of our 2019 conference was Advancements in Legal Research, Reflection in Contemporary Pandemic and Transdisciplinary Dimensions. We had our 2021 conference online because of the pandemic, and the theme for the conference was Nutric Vision of Culture, Ethics and Heritage. This is the theme of our 5th conference.
These are our honorable guests for the conferences. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ashika. Now, I would like to take the opportunity and invite Ms. Ekta Gupta ma'am to release Volume 6, Issue 11 of Amity International Journal of Legal and Multidisciplinary Studies. Ma'am, can you please have
Neeru ma'am is there.
and also Neeru ma'am for the book Peripheral Global Dimensions of Public Law.
Okay.
Can we please have you, ma'am, to release the book?
Thank you. Thank you. Am I visible?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Okay. So a very hearty good afternoon to everyone. So today we are going to release the journal, Amity International Journal. This journal was started with the objective of promoting research and academic advancement. And this journal has articles from multidisciplinary fields. Amity International Journal of Legal and Multidisciplinary Studies started in the year 2017. It's a biannual journal having issues of biannual issues, and we have ISSN number for this journal. Today we are releasing Volume 6, Issue 11 of this journal. The editorial board comprises of Professor Dr. Shefali Raizada, she being the editor-in-chief, and the other editors are Professor Meenu Gupta, Professor Neeru Sharan, Ms. Ekta Gupta, Dr. Rupinder Kaur, Ms. Swati Kaushal, and Dr. Swati Bijawat. Apart from faculty editors, we have a dedicated team of student editors who also work with us in the release of this journal, in working with this journal. And the students are Purvaja J, Harshita Agarwal, Swastik Kumar, and Adya Rastogi. Thank you.
Congratulations all the team, members of the faculty and the student editorial board. Congratulations for the new issue.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now our next release for today, that is Ma'am's Dream. I request our honorable dignitaries, our chairman, sir, Professor Dr. T.K. Bandyopadhyay, Pradeep Kumar, sir, Srimati Hani Sinha, Prashant Shikhaji, and all kindly bless us. This is our book on the topic of peripheral global dimensions of public law. And I think this is one of the best days to release this book, since this is a ma'am's dream, being an editor-in-chief, that she should give a platform to our LLM students so that they can share their innovative ideas, their inputs regarding this comparative public law. Ma'am, I would request you to kindly speak few words, because that is the pure justification of it.
The 2-3 things I would like to share right now regarding this book. Certainly it was my dream to show the potential of the LLM students to bring out some book, and it's a very, very heavy book, I should say, because such a wonderful articles there, because when I was teaching them the comparative public law, so how they were reacting, how they were interacting, I told them to come out with the articles, and this is the actually that compilation of their articles, what they have done. It is in their sole authorship, it was published, and if any of the authors are also invited, if they are there, I congratulate
all are invited.
Yeah, so all of them, they deserve a lot of applause. I also acknowledge our support and the guidance of our chairman, sir, Professor T.K. Bandyopadhyay, sir, who also have given the blessings and wishes for this book. And he appreciated, yes, students should come up with their writing skills with their. So it is the proof of the Amity Law School students about their skills, not only in the mooting skills and the advocacy skills, but the legal and research writing also. That is what I requested. I told Dr. Pradeep you are asking, and certainly we are here with you. Any of your projects, any of your, we are Amity University and Amity Law School is very much there, and we will certainly come forward, and our students also would be privileged to associate with you. So these are the certain things, and this book is really, I'm exclusively happy for my students. They have come forward and they have shown their writing skills. And whenever you will see the book and you will read certain high caliber of their writing and their thought process, I was amazed to go through the articles, what they have given about the separation of powers and constitutionalism, spirit of the constitution. Such a wonderful articles based on the constitution, and constitutionalism is the main core area of this book. So I think they have brought their thought process, and they have shown the real soul of Indian Constitution in this book. So I congratulate all, and I also congratulate all the faculty editors.
I would like to mention that there are only 2 students who worked as a student editor.
Editors, yes.
Shirvastav and Disha Huda. Ma'am,
Yeah.
they really worked hard. So they really worked hard, and they have done a wonderful editing of the chapters. Thank you so much to
So
all.
I would like your blessing. Shrimati Hani Sinha is here, and Mr. Prashant Shekhar and Dr. Pradeep. You as a distinguished and our chairman, sir, please bless these students to come with more and more flying colors in their different skills and their future career prospects. So thank you so very much for this is the best moment when it is being released in your presence. Thank you so very much, and congratulate all the editorial faculty. Ekta is the editorial committee member. It's the editor, actually, I should say. Technically, she's the editor, and all the authors and all the student editorial board all deserve a lot of applause and appreciation. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much. Thank
Really,
you.
really, it's a great effort. It's a great effort made by the students of Amity Law School, Noida, under the guidance of Ekta Gupta, and of course, under the guidance of our additional director and joint teacher, Dr. Shefali Rajada. Now, this brings an uniqueness of Amity Law School, Noida, that here we like to encourage the students how to develop the writing skill, how to really see the societal problem, take one by one of them and express them in their own writing. And through that process, their adapting skill increases. Through that process, their understanding increases. Through that process, their knowledge increases. So this is the uniqueness that Amity Law School Noida brings. And that's how we encourage such type of activities to be done by the faculty member, by the students, and by the HOIs. So congratulations, Dr. Raizada, congratulations to Ekta.
Thank you.
And congratulations to all the students editor, those who are involved in it.
Thank you, sir. True words. Congratulations, ma'am. Now I would like to move forward. It's time for the much awaited moment, that is the announcement of the best paper presentation for the conference. For this, I would like to call upon our faculty convener, Ms. Swati Kaushal, ma'am.
Thank you, Harshita. So as every time during the conferences, we try to touch upon varied facets of a multidisciplinary topic, and we get always good speakers across the country, international also, where there are a lot of academicians who try to give their inputs on varied themes. This time the theme was based on Sustainability Development Goal 17. And I'm very happy to share that the deliberations were very informative and insightful. So it was very difficult for the resource persons also to choose the right and the best papers which were presented in the right manner. So we have now the second runner-up paper by Ms. Mona Lisa Saha. The title of the paper is Correcting the Urban Transport Choice and Congestion to Improve Societal Well-Being in India. The first runner-up, we have two papers because both were equally good. As I told you, it was very difficult to decide which is the best one. So we have a tie-up. So the first paper is by Sampiti Pukhan. The title is Sustainable Development and Street Vendors, a very relevant topic. The other first runner-up is by Apurva Singh Kattiar and Dr. Ravi Kant Gupta. The title is Merger Control and Sustainability.
Can we know their
And-
institutions also? Which place, which institution or which university?
Ma'am, right now we don't.
Acha. Okay. Okay, right.
But I'll try to tell you the institution just after in 1 minute, the name of the institution. And now I would like to announce the very best and the paper for the first position, which is chosen by the resource person. It was run in the physical mode, and that is by Mr. Mudit Jain and Ms. Shahat Wagwa. The title of the paper is E-Vehicles, Ensuring Sustainability Development, a Critical Study. So this is the first paper that we got it. I could remember that Mr. Mudit, he came from, he's a faculty with Fairfield Institute of Law, which is affiliated to IP University. And he jointly did the paper. And another one from Madhav Najran University.
Really sorry, there was some connection issue. Am I audible now? Thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
Heartiest congratulations to all the winners. And also, I would like to say at my end that either you win or you learn. So it had been a great learning prospect for everybody. And I hope we just have key takeaways and learn from it. Further,
it's a matter of higher education. Research publishing and in journalism, PhD in that is in cyber law. He is
we would like to thank Sir in absentia, and Sir couldn't make it, but our gratitude towards him. Now I would like to call upon our faculty co-convener, Dr. Gitika Gupta, to present the report.
A warm good evening to all the honorable guests, esteemed dignitaries, distinguished participants, and dear attendees. MIT Law School, Noida organized 2 days transdisciplinary international conference on coherence of global sustainability, a way forward, on 7th and 8th of September 2022. This transdisciplinary conference was an initiative to provide a cognitive platform for confluence of members of academia, scholars, advocates, and administrators from diverse disciplines, in which transdisciplinary minds will engage on the path towards the integration of transdisciplinary ideas and suggestions for formulating ideal legal policies suited to the contemporary and future needs. The conference had 62 paper presentations of participants from reputed institutions such as NLU, state universities, Faculty of Law, ILS, Pune University, amongst others, etc. Professor Dr. Shefali Raizada, Additional Director, MIT Law School, Noida, gave a welcome address to all the guests and participants of the conference. This was followed by the address by Professor Dr. Aditya Tomar, Additional Director, Amity Law School, Noida, where he gave an overview of the conference and welcomed all the guests and participants. This was followed by the address of Professor Dr. D.K. Bandyopadhyay, Chairman of Amity Law School, Noida, whereby he paid his regards to all the present dignitaries and gave an overview of the conference while explaining the benefits of the current conference for the upcoming generation. The inaugural session was graced by eminent guests, Dr. James J. Nedumpara, Professor and Head of Center of Trade and Investment, IIFT. Our keynote speaker addressed the gathering about the need of laws to collaboratively deal with rising concerns of sustainable development, along with major other disciplines. He suggested the students to be innovative about their own learning. Mr. Parth Raman, founder and director of Council for Policy Research and Analysis, addressed the gathering and highlighted the issue of sustainable development and the coherent need of all the disciplines of society to deal with the concerns regarding exploitation of not only natural but social resources as well. Words of wisdom were presented by our Honorable Vice Chancellor Ma'am, Professor Dr. Balwinder Shukla. She enlightened the gathering with her inspiring words and emphasized on the importance of the theme of conference. She emphasized that research is the foremost prerequisite of today and further congratulated the participants. Our faculty co-convener, Dr. Gitika Gupta, she delivered the vote of thanks, and along with this, mementos were presented to the dignitaries. The inaugural ceremony was followed by 4 parallel technical sessions on 7th of September 2020, and 3 parallel technical sessions took place on 8th of September 2022. Both days saw exhaustive discussions on diverse innovative topics under various sub-themes. The first technical session included papers based on themes like local self-government, blockchain and cryptocurrency, Agriculture Act 2020, gender rights and co-parcenary rights of daughter, role of women, geographical indications, etc. Second technical session included papers based on themes like education, infrastructure development, digital violence, WTO, all in relation to sustainable, adding diversity to the presentation. The third technical session revolved around the titles such as agrarian crisis, responsible consumption, criminal investigation, and others. The fourth physical technical session was basically concentrated on the titles like human dynamics, climatic change, economic growth, green bonds, political impacts, amongst others. The fifth technical session revolved around the enriching topics like patents, role of NGOs, urban transport, amongst others. The sixth and seventh technical sessions revolved around the themes like sexual harassment, poverty, e-vehicles, and amongst others, all of which were related to our main theme, global sustainable development. The 2-day conference came to an end, accompanied with the 7 technical sessions with an expounding number of 62 paper presentations. The valedictory ceremony was held on 8th of September 2020 with the welcoming of all the dignitaries and guests by facilitating them. Professor Dr. Shefali Raizada, Additional Director of MIT Law School, Noida, gave a welcome address to all the guests and participants and acknowledged the hard work poured in by the organizers as well as participants of various institutions. This was followed by an address by Professor Dr. Arvind P. Bhanuka, Additional Director, MIT Law School, Noida. He congratulated the organizers and acknowledged their hard work as well. Professor Dr. D.K. Bandyopadhyay, Chairman, MIT Law School, Noida, he paid his regards to all the present dignitaries and gave an overview of the conference and stated its benefits. And he further said that the research work would take the law and society into a newer direction and open new horizons for the students. Our distinguished speakers, Dr. Pradeep Kumar, President, IEEF, Warsaw, Poland, he also paid regard to the fellow dignitaries and participants. He thanked MIT for organizing an international conference on such hard-pressing themes. He spoke about the law and other disciplines being directly proportional to each other. He stated that the aspects of global sustainable development are of immense importance to business world and economy, and emphasized the need to protect the both social and natural resources. This was followed by address by Mr. Prashant Shekhar Yadav, former UN advisor and diplomat, SDGs campaigner and researcher. He spoke about the absence of construction law, as this law needs multidisciplinary approach. He spoke about the fact that we lack a fundamental principle of legislation in our nation regarding the construction law. This was followed by an address by our special guest, Srimati Hani Sinha, State Director, Jharkhand Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan, Government of India. She congratulated the students and organizers for putting in the hard work, and she gave her valuable insights about the sustainable development. She also applauded all the researchers for covering a variety of topics and spoke about the unequivocal importance of global sustainability. The two-day report of the conference was presented by our student conveners Aishana Singh and Harshita Agarwal, and co-conveners Ishika Goyal and Aryan Sharma. The two academic releases during the valedictory were Volume 6, Issue 11 of MIT International Journal of Legal and Multidisciplinary Studies, and the release of our book, Peripheral Global Dimensions of Public Law. This was followed by announcement of the best paper. The ceremony concluded with the presentation of the mementos of gratitude and thankfulness to all the esteemed guests. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Please move forward. Yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am. As we traverse towards the end, being an avid reader, I'm reminded of Shakespeare, that parting is sweet, such a sweet sorrow, that I shall say goodbye till it be morrow. Handing over to Harshita.
Thank you, Shanadi. As all good things come to an end, and so far has our 5th edition of Transdisciplinary International Conference for the year 2022, which indeed has been a remarkable success. Now, I would like to call on the backbone of our program.
I think Swati Kaushal, please you
Yes,
give
ma'am.
the very much a vote of thanks to our dignitaries. They are waiting, and
Yes.
it's really nice, and they are patiently listening and giving us so much of time to all of us. So please move forward for the vote of thanks.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving me the opportunity to organize this conference. And I'm really happy to share that it is the 5th edition of the conference. So it's a matter of honor for me to propose vote of thanks. In the words of Benjamin Franklin, either write something worth reading or do something worth writing. And through this conference, we have always tried to have the best of deliberation on varied topics or touching upon transdisciplinary varied themes. So with this, I would like to say good evening to all our esteemed dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, faculty members, participants, and all the attendees. As we come to the end of the 5th edition of Transdisciplinary International Conference on the Coherence of Global Sustainable Development, a way forward. It's a matter of great honor to propose a vote of thanks to everyone who has extended their help in making this event such a resounding success. Real successes are made, not dropped aside your door. They aren't a thought you made one night. While wishing upon a star, real successes are thought to be given to only the great. They think that they work just as hard, and they should have that faith. This conference has always been treasured by our law school and Amity University, and there are such unseen efforts that are chiefly responsible for its present cherishment. Such is the course of genuine appreciation. I would first like to thank our honorable founder, Sir Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, acting under whose visionary guidance and superlative vision this conference was forged into what we perceive it to be today, and for granting us the platform to host such a productive conference in the light of the upcoming years, with the goal of bringing attention to the crucial issue of global...
Swati, I am interrupting. Our founder, sir, is very much here.
The founder sir
Thank
has
you so
joined.
much, sir.
So let us welcome him.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shefali, your order, and happy birthday, Shefali, your birthday today.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You are
Thank you, sir.
such a nice person, such a competent person. We are proud of you.
Thank you, sir. आपका आना तो सर हमारा सारा सिद्ध हो गया. So thank you so much, sir.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead. Please continue.
Sir, I would like if you say a few words as your blessings before, because this is the vote of thanks going on. I would like कि आप कुछ blessings हम सबको दें और हम आगे बढ़ें और फिर हम vote of thanks बुलाएं.
Tell me in few words, translational international conference, transdisciplinary. Who will tell me a little about the guest essence of this conference?
Yes, sir. So I am the faculty convener. I will try to brief you about the conference. So this is the 5th edition of the Transdisciplinary Conference that we started in 2017. This time,
is it Geetika or Swati who is speaking?
the Swati question, sir. I am the faculty convener, sir.
I know. So tell me, please, Swati.
Yes, sir. So this time we tried to touch upon the theme of Sustainability Development Goal 17,
right,
which were declared by United Nations. And we have received more than 60 papers, online and offline technical sessions in these 2 days of conference on 7th and 8th of September.
Right.
So we have received many papers based on the sustainability goals of based on 24 different sub-themes touching upon the role of women in sustainability, poverty, health issues. So it's all about the sustainability of the humankind.
Okay.
So this is what the conference was all about, sir. So we seek your blessing, sir, and we request you to few words.
Sustainability of human. Bandyopadhyay, sir, just you're very wealthy person. Just tell me a little more about this theme, sustainability of human. Then also the Geetika can also tell. I want to little more understand this theme because this looks to be very interesting, important theme in today's scenario.
Absolutely, sir. Says, are you, Geetika, are you going to tell? Swati going to tell, or Dr. Raijada going to tell?
Sir, actually, the major theme, the way forward, means we are looking at we talk about the sustainable development growth in every area. So that is the one perspective. It is now not exactly the need of our, but we are looking forward, way forward, means a futuristic plan. Because we know the dimensions, we know the dynamics, what is the status of various aspects, but what exactly to save our resources, to save and sustainable development quotient, we have to now measure for the futuristic future years to come. So this basically the theme was chosen for the future plans and the future course of action. In that perspective, we have chosen all sub-themes.
There comes the air, there comes the water.
Exactly, sir.
There comes the
plants, vegetables,
human
agriculture,
life, human health. Anything which is today for the global warming, how this is so destructive, what measures should be taken for sustainability of future generation, for future decades, in all these areas. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Sir, main theme was that we considered the 3 P's: the planet, the people, and the profit means business. So business is one side where people are extracting the resources from the mother earth for nature, whether it is air, whether it is water or the mineral. And the other end, the people, their identity, their crisis, their way of living, and certainly planet. How do we really save our mother planet? So these 3 issues that we are trying to understand by putting the centroid of the triangle, that is the sustainability. So if you want to understand the sustainability, we have to understand the society, we have to understand the sociology, we have to understand the political science, we have to understand the economics, we have to understand the psychology, we have to understand biotechnology, we have to understand science technology all together. And now, unless and until those things, all disciplines come together, and then what are their implications if we really want to use them? There comes the formulation of the policies, formulation of the law. Ultimately, our aim is that for achieving those sustainability, how do we really formulate the policy and formulate the law? This is the major theme of multidisciplinary conference, international conference.
Very important. Shefali is our worthy speaker. Srimati Hani Sinhaji is still there, or P.S. Jaiswalji, or have they already left?
They have left, sir.
Yes, sir. She is very much here.
Deepti,
and Dr. Pradeep is also Mr. Prashant Shekhar. And our pro vice chancellor of the Amravati University, he actually joined, but whenever he had some meeting and immediately he joined before joining this. So he couldn't speak.
We are so proud to have you. I've read about you, because when I get an invitation, I read the biodata and achievements of each speaker. And that remains in my stock, because you people, if you have been invited, then you are something exceptional. मेरे लोग बड़े smart हैं, वो एरे गरे को नहीं बुलाते, वैसे बुलाते हैं which has the sustainability benefit for MIT. I think sustainability. So I'm very proud to see you. And Shefali, my heartiest thanks to them. ये जो आप ये release कर रही हो, peripheral global dimensions of public law. Is it a booklet or what is this? Global dimensions?
Sir, yes. Sir, it is a book. It is based on the comparative public law, where all the things means related to the Constitution and the US and UK various comparative mode on the means the public law book is. And the special thing is it is all written by the LLM students.
Right.
I was teaching them the comparative public law last year.
Right.
Then it was, I thought, I think these writing skills of the students of our master's program should come up in the form of the book. So that is what I dreamt for. And today is the day very, very fortunate for all of us. This book is now is being released. And this is the creation of all master's students of all IP taxation law. This is a mixed group, a mixed specialization of the master's level.
I will give you somewhere 2 hours. I want to sit with your relevant persons, because this is very important for our country, for the world. Sustainability in every area.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
Because if we have affluence, if we have prosperity, if we have good GDP, if we are among the 5th economic in the economic criteria, you know that we have superseded UK. And we
Yes.
are 5th rising economy globally. But in spite of all this, if we do not worry for stability, एक बार एक माली बाग में दोपहर के 12 बजे बैठ के पेड़ लगा रहा था. दोपहर को गर्मी में थोड़ा ओल था, तो एक लोगों ने कहा भाई तू यहाँ पे 12 बजे लगा रहा है पेड़, तू तो 5-7 साल जिएगा और ये पेड़ तो भी फल देंगे 15 साल में. तो कह रहा था सर जो आने वाले हैं वो इसका फायदा उठाएंगे.
Exactly, sir. That was the theme Pradeep promoted. Sir, you say so simple words and you convey so deep meaning. So deep meaning with simple words. Yes, sir. Yes,
we are doing global development, defense, with all areas we are working. But sustainability is the most important essential area. क्या होगा अगर जो टापू के टापू दुख रहे हैं? The other way, 30 journalists came from Maldives. Government Ministry of External Affairs sent them for a course of 10 days. So मैं बड़ा impressed हुआ. मैंने कहा मैं मालदीव में एक कैंपस बनाऊंगा. तो जब मैंने रात को 3 बजे तक मालदीव पढ़ा, तो 1988 में वहां के किसी प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने कहा था कि 30 साल में तो डूब जाएगा सारा मालदीव. तो इसका मतलब सस्टेनेबिलिटी ग्लोबल वार्मिंग की वजह से समुद्र का लेवल इतना बढ़ रहा है. और मैं भी शिवाली छोड़ने वाला नहीं. तो मैंने कहा मैं अपना इंस्टीट्यूशन शिप पे बनाऊंगा. अगर पानी उठता है, अगर पानी बढ़ता है तो और तो डूब जाएंगे, पर मेरा शिप तो फिर ऊपर आ जाएगा. तो कई लोग कहने लगे व्हाट ए वंडरफुल आइडिया. तो अब मैं मालदीव में कुछ बनाऊंगा, तो आई कैन नॉट टेक द रिस्क टू गो इन आइलैंड. अगर पानी बढ़ा वो डूब गया तो खत्म. अभी कुछ 10-15 साल पहले 50 of their island submerged. 50 of their island in Maldives. So what I mean to say to all my present people, this very good area, but I will give you someday 2 hours with relevant persons to understand more and make it way ahead of that. Way ahead of that, so that what my students can do, what we can do, this is very important because people have more time to think.
Yeah.
They're consuming and the biological diversification we have. So इसका कभी शिफाली 2 घंटे का program रखना.
That's the reason when I was introducing you, I
sir.
said that our honorable founder president has taught us dare to think. Dare which others cannot think, MIT can think. And
If you,
our founder,
Dr. Sir, Dr. Pradeep Kumar wants to say something.
if you permit, with your permission, please.
Please.
Okay, Honorable Chairman and Honorable Additional Director, Safali Madam, please share my presentation with Ashok Chauhan sir, because, the theme what he is talking, this is the fantastically based on the human development. And I was talking on the same thing. The human development could not be happened until we are not educating them properly.
Right.
Until they don't understand the reality of themselves, they're not able to decide what is right and wrong. And there is the role of education. So, please share with him, and I'm very much honored to be the part of it. Sir, please accept.
You are in Warsaw, your Poland nowadays?
Yes, sir. I'm in Warsaw and from Poland. So I'm extending my invitation to you anytime when you plan to come to Europe. Please come to Poland. We'll have a certain kind of better understanding between two organizations where we can work together. We have EU projects, we have European projects towards non-EU member countries like India. And at the same time, Poland and India is well known to one another with many historical point of view, and we're developing trade. This is the highest trade between the Eastern Central European countries in last 5 years, which has crossed 3.5 billion US dollar. So that is the good things what we can think about. And my invitation is open to you. Please feel free whenever you have time. I would love to talk or to host you in Poland. Anyone from Amity?
I've been 10-12 times in Warsaw, because during my 28-year stay, I was 10 or 12 times in Warsaw. What is this IEEF? What is this?
This is Indo-European Education Foundation,
Right.
the largest research center in Warsaw, funded by the European Union and the government of Poland, working under the government of Poland higher education institutions.
What is the major area of research in the IEF?
This is education and research based on management technical approach. So for example, India and Poland, we had a good relationship, but we have not developed academic ties.
Right.
So there was no academic relations, there was no common research projects and the programs.
Right.
I was mentioning that recently we have launched a QUIL program, that is the Quality Education Research Project, which has been funded by the European Union. We have just received 4 million euro. From India, we have only one partner, that is Parul University.
Right.
Yeah, and the previous projects we had with Pune University, Delhi University, then IMT Ghaziabad. Many of them, they're our partners. We have almost 70 partners. And when I received an invitation from Amity, I thought, oh, this is the best way. Why not Amity yet?
Yes, why not?
and we have also industrial programs. So for an example, I was mentioning in my presentation, any faculty, a student, so you see, these days, education is more based on the practical theme. If students, they don't understand their future perspective by knowing the practical and the requirements of industries, the piece of paper as a certificate doesn't make any sense for them. So there is a project called Academia Industry Program. Being as a student at your university under any program, law, management, business, or anything, they can come to Europe. Europe means I'm talking about EU, 27. European Union, 27 countries. So once your students are coming to Poland, even being as students, they can get exposure, for an example, to Germany, Volkswagen, to Mercedes, Audis, or anywhere to go to see the real practices, how they're practicing in marketing, in business, as HR, finance, or the law practitioners. As a law student, their dream is, as law students, like, they have the last dream to go to Peace Palace in Hague, International Court of Justice. Yeah, so we are organizing such things even with CNLU, but Chanakya National Law University, Patna. We had this kind of program 10 years before. That the 12 students, 20 students, they used to come in a group 10 days, and then we were organizing their visit to go to experience this time.
Shefali,
yeah.
Who is the wise person at our law school to invite him? He is a very who is that?
Sir, certainly our convener, Ms. Swati Kaushal, and we discussed and we have taken guidance, and certainly Swati Kaushal, he has brought all these.
Personal note, because this is wisdom. Well, he's a very valuable man, and what I heard from him few that our cooperation with him will be the best. He has known.
That will see yet I have not heard that Amity University is the part of European Union project. If you are not, we are able to add you there, and there is a huge project for the development, research activities, and what more. University itself is expanding. Yeah. So such things we can discuss if there is opportunity. It will be pleasure to meeting you and to talk and discuss, to have a cooperation at the different level.
I used to visit when Walesa, there was a foreign minister or what. You remember, I think the name was Walesa, very simple man, but he rose to the power of either the head of the country or Walesa was the name, I think, something like that, was a foreign minister. So astonishing person. Good. I think it was very nice to be with you people. And Shefali, 2 घंटे में मुझे इसमें और बात करनी है. इनको भी.
Ajay sir, actually, Dr. Pradeep Kumar, actually Ekta Gupta, because Miss Ekta Gupta has asked and invited him, and even the few other guests also invited by Miss Ekta, and few are by the convener Swati Kaushal. This is the.
Ajay ji, इनको ना प्रदीप जी को give the honor of honorary professorship of law school.
Sir.
And we will do it by next convocation or where, because he deserves to be this. His obsession for a bilateral between Poland and India and UN is so important. So Shefali, you follow with Bandyopadhyay ji and write him a letter that we request you to accept our honor of honorary professorship.
It will be great honor, sir. Thank you so much.
I would request Ekta to please come forward and sir, how you contacted Dr. Pradeep and really
Dr. Pradeep, sir. Our honorable founder president is so busy, so every minute of his, he's running 11 universities and foreign 16 campuses. Every minute is so valuable. Now he has spared some of his time, valuable time, to come to this conference. Because when he read about you.
Sir, I give you one thing. There are always said that there are always some reason when you meet somebody.
Right.
No, so when we know, and even he is able to expend few minutes, I don't know this relationship will go in which direction, but I'm very sure that it will be in a best way, because I'm sitting in Warsaw, which is well understood now in the world as a Poland country, which is facing neighbor war next to us, few hundred meters where I used to go by car. And we are sitting here, we are expanding our cooperation with Spain, Germany, India, then we have Romania, Bulgaria, Hungary, like out 27 countries. The projects what I mentioned, you please share with the Honorable President. And here, I love to be the part of MIT. If I can contribute something or anything for the progress of the society, for the progress of the institution, it will be my pleasure and privilege. Thank you so much.
I would ask Ekta to say something. Please come forward, Ekta. And really, we are fortunate. We have with us our founder president, sir, and Dr. Pradeep, and it's just a good note on which we may move forward, and we take our institute and Amity University much ahead. Yeah, please, Ekta, you invited
Dr.
Pradeep to say.
Sir, thank you so much. First of all, our founder president, sir. Sir, thank you so much for giving us blessings on this event. Dr. Pradeep Kumar, sir, thank you so much. In such a short span of time, you really accepted our invitation.
Yes.
And you came here to give us a valuable time. Rest, ma'am has told that Swati Kaushal has contacted him and everything. For Swati, congratulations for it. And thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The same Ekta who is very long years with me. There are one faculty with the name of Ekta. Is this Ekta Gupta or was there some other Ekta?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Same Ekta Gupta.
Same Ekta Gupta, sir.
एक बार ना इसकी थोड़ी हेल्थ खराब थी तो कहती थी मुझे बड़ा केबिन चाहिए खिड़की के बराबर में फ्लोर गया ऊपर से नीचे तक तो एक इसको मैंने केबिन दी जो खिड़की के बराबर में थी आई थिंक इफ दैट इज द सेम एकता कुछ याद आ रहा है तुम्हें इसका
Yes, sir.
Sir, founder, president, sir,
That-
they are
it's
all
just
so
see that,
dedicated,
same
dedicated
small
faculty.
incident, but our honorable founder president has remembered that. I mean, that look at.
Sir, they are all very dedicated. Very dedicated. Every time is always stand whenever there is a need. So I am really fortunate to have these faculty.
फोटो ले लेते तुम बुलाती थी यार एक तो तुम भी आ जाओ फौंडर और पीछे खड़ी हो जाओ Pradeep ji, I know my good faculty members by name and by background. The guy is
Exactly.
I'm with you and a great motivated. And Shefali ka to I cannot describe. I have no words. She is so superb in every respect.
Sir, thank you so much.
मुझे
मुझे इससे ज्यादा अच्छा गिफ्ट आज क्या मिलेगा सर आप हमारे कॉन्फ्रेंस में आए हैं थैंक यू सो मच
इस बार लॉ स्कूल के स्टूडेंट भी बढ़े हैं the number is still increasing so I think our law school is going to be among the best in the country.
Absolutely. When your blessings are there, you see, we all the time say that you have to connect with the God. When you say something, it happens, and it is going to happen.
Yeah.
So, congratulations. I have to run to other program now. Great. All faculty members, my blessing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
चलो साथी तुम्हारा खत्म हो गया?
Sir, I'm yet to propose. Can I continue, sir? With your permission?
जल्दी करो.
जी sir.
मुझे दूसरी
I'll
जगह
start again. जी sir. So, I'll start again. So, thank you for the opportunity for proposing vote of thanks. In the words of Benjamin Franklin, either write something worth reading or do something worth writing. Good evening, our esteemed dignitaries, faculty members, participants, and all the attendees. As we come to the end of the 5th edition of Transdisciplinary International Conference on the topic Coherence of Global Sustainable Development, a Way Forward. It is a matter of great honor to propose the vote of thanks to everyone who have extended their help in making this event a resounding success. Real successes are made, not dropped aside your door. They aren't a thought you made one night. While wishing upon a star, real successes are thought. To be given to only the great, they think that they work just as hard, and they should have had that fate. This conference has been treasured by the law school and the Amity University, and there are such unending efforts that are chiefly responsible for its pleasant judgment. Such as a course of genuine appreciation, I would like to personally thank our honorable founder, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan sir, for being present and giving us the blessings for the valedictory ceremony of this conference. Acting under whose illuminary guidance and superlative vision, this conference was forged into what we perceive it to be today, and for granting us a platform to host such a productive conference in the light of the upcoming years, with the goal of bringing attention to the crucial issue of global sustainability. I, on behalf of Amity Law School, Noida, and the entire fraternity of the organizing team, extend my most sincere thanks to all the dignitaries and guests, Dr. Pradeep Kumar, Sir, Mr. Prashant Shekhar Yadavji, and Srimati Hani Sinhaji for sparing their precious time for gracing today's occasion. I also thank our beloved Vice Chancellor, Ma'am, Professor Dr. Balwinder Shukla, for her extensive guidance and her firm will to realize the best interests of the organization, of which a product of this Transdisciplinary Conference in absentia. She graced the occasion yesterday during the inauguration ceremony. I would love to render my humble gratitude to the chairman, Amity Law Schools, Professor Dr. D.K. Bandyopadhyay ji, whose guidance is no less than the ecstasy of wisdom itself, and whose attribution has played a stellar role in the realization of this conference. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our Head of Institution, Additional Director, Professor Dr. Shefali Raizada ma'am, whose resolve and perseverance to innovate for competence this conference achieved its true character. I really thank you, ma'am. In addition, I would like to render my humble appreciation to our Head of Institutions, Professor Dr. Adit Tomar sir, Professor Dr. Arvind P. Bhanuji, for their support and guidance throughout this auspicious conference, having us lead this conference. I also want to convey my heartfelt gratitude to our co-convener, Dr. Gitika Gupta for always being accessible and making sure the team demonstrated a professional work ethic and effective liaison. I mentioned my deepest sense of appreciation and would place on record my hearty thanks to all the participants who decided to join this conference either in offline or online mode in the scope of contributing their ideas through paper presentations, especially and adding substance to this conference. My genuine appreciation is for the dedicated student team, especially the student conveners and co-conveners and other organizing team who have worked with their maximum effort to elaborate the success of this event. Last but not the least, I would love to extend our thank you to our logistic support, especially the IT team and the hospitality logistic support, without whose effort this great successful conference could not have been attained. Thank you so much.
I said thank you all the dignitaries and certainly all blessings of our founder president. His presence is most precious of the ceremony of this valedictory occasion. So I just thank you and really gratitudes to our founder president, sir, for coming and sparing time and giving the blessings. And certainly his words are really the guidelines for all of us to move ahead. And all the distinguished speakers, such a guest, I have no words to say you thanks, but we are all happy and honored today to have you here on this platform. All and our chairman, sir, certainly always he has been given as a pillar and support system, and it's really very much truth of the fact that he's almost always the support system. I also say thank you to the convener Swati Kaushal and co-convener Gitika Gupta and wonderful students, because nothing can be done in ALS without the support and without the standing standing system and the great system of ALS as the students are. And thank you so much all the participants, and a special thanks to Ms. Ekta, because I forgot so many, because the conference, when the support was regarded, Ekta was standing with us. So thank you, very special thanks to Ekta for standing with us in the time of the need. So thank you so very much. Everyone deserves a lot of praise. And Dr. Bhanu and Dr. Tomar is certainly we are together and with all means holding hands with ALS. So it's a great time to have a wonderful event today. So thank you so very much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
And Dr. Pradeep, we shall be in touch. We shall be in touch.
Sir, it will be a pleasure. And as I mentioned that anyway, wherever you feel that we can start collaboration, cooperation, I'll be very happy to be associated.
So if you kindly send us some of the material about your center,
please,
and then we can find some sort of a entry into the systems.
Sure.
That will be our great honor and great pleasure.
Sure.
And thank you very much for coming over here.
Thank you.
And thanks to everybody, Prashant, Aniji, those who came over here. So we are really grateful and thankful. Now I say all the time what Dr. Rajada has spoken. He said generally Honorable Founder President does not come in every function. Hardly comes, because he's so busy every minute. You know, when I say something, it means a lot, because his every minute is really very important. But he has come. That indicates that type of importance that he gives on this topic, sustainability topics. And we have created a global climate change and global warming center, a cluster. And there are 7-8 institutions are working together in that projects. And it is something nearer to his heart. Disaster management, global warming, climate change. Then of course science and technology, something without saying it goes, because he dreams science. He eats science, he sleeps science, and he wakes up with science. So that is something without saying good, but why not? Yeah, please.
May I ask Dr. Ekta, please share our office email ID, or even you have here in the presentation, my personal email ID also is there. So may I request to Safali, Madam, and also Honorable Chairman, or, please share with us your thoughts. So accordingly,
Sure,
we can
sure.
design and we can ask, and then we can move forward,
Yeah.
right? For the new
Sure.
projects
Thank you.
coming up. Okay. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you
for
so
this.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Prashant.
you. Thank you, Prashant.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for
So let us,
inviting.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
See you again. See you again.
Yeah, see you again.
Yeah.